Today we wake up in Madrid, as we will each day of our trip. We eat breakfast, then begin day 2. We leave our hotel and start the way we did yesterday, going to Retiro Park. This is one of the largest parks of the city, 350 acres. It has 17 entrances. It belonged to the Spanish monarchy until the late 19th century, when it became a public park. Felipe IV ordered the construction of the Buen Retiro Palace and Gardens here. The palace later burned down in 1734. Carlos III opened the gardens to the public in 1767. We will probably enter through the Granada Gate here for one of our first sights in the park. The Fuente del Ángel Caído, the Fountain of the Fallen Angel, is a fountain located in the southern part of the park near the Rosaleda, or the Rose Garden. The fountain was erected in 1922, whose main sculpture was inspired by a passage from John Milton's Paradise Lost, which represents Lucifer falling from heaven. It is said that this statue is the only known public monument of Satan. We then continue a short distance to here. This is the Palacio de Cristal, the Crystal Palace. It is used for exhibitions. It's a glass pavilion inspired by the Crystal Palace in London, undoubtedly the park's most extraordinary building. It was built, along with its artificial pond, in 1887 for the Philippine Islands exhibitions and was first used to display flower species indigenous to the archipelago. Even walking through at nighttime is a beautiful sight. We then continue again a short distance to here. This is simply a pretty fountain called La Fuente de la Alcachofa, the artichoke fountain. The fountain is at the southwest corner of our next site, here. This is El Estanque Grande, which translates as the Big Pond. It's an artificial lake. The equestrian statue is Alfonso XII. He was King of Spain from 1874 to 1885. The statue was inaugurated on July 3, 1922. There are many sculptures near the base of this monument. Another interesting fountain is at the northwest corner of the artificial lake, here. It is called Fuente de los Galápagos, or the Fountain of the Tortoises. We then walk along this walkway here. This is the Paseo de la Argentina, or the Walkway of Argentina. It's decorated with some of the statues of kings from the royal palace, sculpted between 1750 and 1753. These next few slides will just show you some of the other things we might see while exploring the park. This picture and the next one are just 2 of the many entrances to the park, some being quite ornate, each having its own name. We then leave the park, but our first destination is nearby. We have 3 things to see here. Our first stop is the Monumento a los Caídos, the Monument to the Fallen, popularly known as El Obelisco, or the obelisk, and also known as Monumento a los Héroes del 2 de Mayo, the monument to the heroes of May 2nd. The monument is built on the place where General Joaquim Murat ordered the execution of numerous Spaniards after the 2 de Mayo uprising of 1808. The inauguration of the monument took place on May 2nd, 1840, the anniversary of the event. On November 22nd, 1985, King Juan Carlos I re-inaugurated the monument as a memorial to all those who gave their life for Spain, including those that died in conflicts other than the Peninsular War. Since then, a flame fueled by gas has been constantly burning at the front of the monument. On the base in front is in golden letters, Honor a todos los que dieron su vida por España, honor to those who gave their life for Spain. In the sarcophagus are the ashes of the people from Madrid shot on May 2nd, 1808. Our next destination is nearby. This is the Fountain of Neptune. It was finished in 1786 and placed here in 1898. The next destination is also nearby. This is the famous Prado Museum. It has the world's greatest collection of Spanish paintings, although other nationalities are also represented. It was founded as a museum of paintings and sculpture in 1819. There are around 8,200 drawings, 7,600 paintings, 4,800 prints, and 1,000 sculptures. A statue of Diego Velázquez is at the entrance. Diego Velázquez, of course, was a great Spanish painter. The single most extensively represented artist here is Francisco Goya. There are also paintings by El Greco, Diego Velázquez, Peter Paul Rubens, Titian, Hieronymus Bosch, and more. The best-known work on display at the museum is Las Meninas by Velázquez. And this is the famous Las Meninas by Velázquez. He put himself in the painting here, and put the king and queen reflected in the mirror here. The next painting is also by Velázquez. This one is called The Surrender of Breda. Here is one of Goya's so-called dark paintings, Saturn devouring one of his children. Another Goya, The Shootings of the 3rd of May. This is Goya's La Maja Vestida, the dressed Maja. And this is Goya's more controversial La Maja Desnuda, the naked Maja. This is an El Greco painting, the Holy Trinity. And this is another El Greco, the gentleman with his hand on his chest. We will see and learn much more about El Greco when we go to Toledo a few days from today. My favorite German painter is Albrecht Dürer. This is his painting, Adam and Eve. And this is one of his many self-portraits. There's a lot to see here, and we'll get in at least some of the art. Then it's time for lunch. We'll find somewhere to eat. We leave the Prado Museum and eat somewhere on the way to our next stop, El Palacio Real, the Royal Palace. This was the location of a fortress built by Muhammad I of Cordoba between 860 and 880. It was extended and renovated by Emperor Carlos V in 1537, but it burned to the ground on Christmas Eve in 1734. Felipe V had it rebuilt, with construction beginning in 1738. It has since been expanded and renovated several times. It is the official residence of the Spanish royal family, although now only used for state ceremonies. It is the largest functioning royal palace and the largest by floor area in Europe. Carlos III became the first monarch to occupy the new building. Alfonso III was the last one. King Felipe VI and the royal family do not reside in the palace. choosing instead the significantly more modest Palace of Zarzuela on the outskirts of Madrid. The palace has 3,418 rooms, but the tour takes in only a fraction of the palace. Like most palaces, even the ceilings are beautiful. The armory is considered one of the best in the world and consists of pieces as early as the 13th century. Our next stop is just yards away, the Cathedral of Almudena. Construction of the cathedral only began in 1879. Construction ceased completely during the Spanish Civil War, and the project was abandoned until 1950. The cathedral was not completed until 1993, when it was consecrated by Pope John Paul II. On May 22, 2004, the marriage of the present king, King Felipe VI, then crown prince, took place at the cathedral. The name Almudena derives from the Arabic term for the citadel. Look at this incredible metal door of the cathedral. Inside, it is obvious that this is a modern building. The ceiling is colorful but modern. On the way back to our hotel, we take off in this direction for one more site. This is the Plaza de Colón. Since Spain's National Day in 2001, the world's largest Spanish flag has flown from a flagpole here that is 164 feet high. The plaza was named Plaza de Colón in 1893 to honor Christopher Columbus. The square contains two monuments. On one side, there is a monument to Columbus built in 1885. It is a statue of Columbus standing at the pinnacle of a 17-meter-high column. The base of the column is different on each side. The second monument here consists of concrete macro sculptures. The concrete blocks are decorated with inscriptions by philosophers and indigenous leaders. The gardens in the plaza are known as the Jardines del Descubrimiento, the Gardens of Discovery. At the other side of the plaza are the twin Torres de Colón, the Towers of Columbus. This is a high-rise office building composed of twin towers constructed in 1976. Locals here call it El Enchufe, which means the plug, because the very top looks like an electrical plug. This has been another long day, so time to head back to the hotel before going out later for dinner. And so ends day 2.